DJ Sixsmith here in New York City for AOL Sports, talking with Bill Buckner. And Bill, you played in the league for such a long time. When you look back at your career, what are some moments that stand out to you the most?
Well, I think probably first at bat in the big leagues in Candlestick Park, kind of my hometown. I grew up in Napa. Pinch hitting, top of the ninth inning against Gaylord Perry, throwing spitballs. That was pretty exciting. I mean, crazy exciting. And then playing in the World Series first time in LA '74. All-star batting titles, those kind of individual things. But, I had the opportunity to play in 2 World Series, both National League and American League, and feel very fortunate to have been able to do that.
When you look at the AL versus the NL, what was the biggest difference for you, and what do you think was the key to your success in both leagues?
Well, quite honestly, the American League was different, mostly because of the strike zone and the umpires. They wore the old chest protector and they stood tall, so the strike zone was a lot higher. They threw a lot more junk. National League was known for pitchers that had better arms through velocity. So the strike zone made it different. The hitting was bigger scores in the American League. They had the designated hitter, and National League was more defense, pitching, and overall play.
When you look back at your career, you're a guy that almost had 3,000 hits. What was the most important key to you for hitting the baseball? Because so many young guys struggle with that today. What were just some of the finer points that you really focused on when hitting?
Well, I mean, you have to be a competitor, I mean, when you're hitting off Tom Seaver, Nolan Ryan, those guys, I mean, you just have to compete, and it's not about, mechanics or whatever. You work on those things in the cage before the game, but it's just going out and competing and wanting to get a base hit more than that pitcher wants to get you out, So I think was my biggest strength, that I was a competitor.
You played on a lot of great teams in your days. You had a lot of great teammates. Who were some of your favorite guys when you look back to your playing days?
Well, I mean, Bruce Sutter, Mike Krukow, Rick Russell, those guys, with the Cubs, and then, when I went to the Red Sox, Dwight Evans, Jim Rice. I even got to play with Seaver there, '86 a little bit, and just some great hitters, Hall of Fame guys. And Frank Robinson was here. I got to play 1 year in LA with him. Along with Richie Allen 1 year. Some great players.
After baseball, it seems like guys have that trouble transitioning to the next phase of life. What was the toughest part about waking up every day not playing baseball anymore for you?
Well, your life's so structured, and it's every day for 7.5 months once you go to spring training, and then all of a sudden, you don't have to be someplace, and told what to do. So I mean that it was an adjustment for a few days, but then I went into coaching and did that for 7 or 8 years, and I mean. It's you're in that limelight. It's a great way to, a lot of fun. You're playing a game and making a lot of money. It doesn't get any better than that. So, when you leave that situation, it's kind of an adjustment.
You mentioned that you were a manager for a little while. What was the biggest difference between being on the field and being in the dugout, looking after every guy on the team, as opposed to just yourself?
Well, it's a tough one, and managing is not as easy as the fans think it is. I mean, you've got a lot going on. You get emotionally attached to the players, and that makes it difficult because the team is what's important. It's not the individual players, but you want to see them have success. So, you got to push that aside. And, professional baseball is about winning.
So you're living in Idaho now. What is life like for you? How do you spend your days, and what has it been like spending more time with your family over these past couple of years and past decades since baseball's ended?
Well, it's been good. The family time is good. I spent a few years coaching my son. He played baseball and played in college and a little bit of pro, and so I spent a lot of time that, and then I've coached, and then most recently I coached for the Cubs minor league team that's in Boise. So I was able to be at home and still but I retired from that. I like the outdoor stuff, play a lot of golf, like to fly fish.
What's your handicap?
7.5.
There you go.
It's all right.
Pretty damn good, right?
You play?
Nah, I mean, I try. Not too well.
All right. It's a tough game. Ask Tiger.
What's the most difficult part about golf for you?
I think just the frustration of you know, not being able to, you think with playing baseball, hitting a fastball 90 miles an hour, that a little ball sitting still would be easy to hit, but it's tough to hit. You can't hit it to left field or right field. You got to hit it to center field all the time.
Now, you were on Curb Your Enthusiasm a couple years back. What was that experience like for you? A little bit different than something you were accustomed to doing in the past.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. You appreciate what they do to make a living, and I was surprised that I was able to handle that okay, because it's ad-libbed, and you don't have to memorize lines and all that. So it worked out good, and it was good for me. It was good for my family, and my daughter actually got to be in one of the episodes too. Also,
that's great. All right, Bill. Finally, when people remember your career, what are a couple words you like to be defined by? Who should we remember Bill Buckner as on the field?
Just a guy who loved the game, competitor that played hard and was a pretty decent player.
There you have it, folks. Bill, an absolute honor to talk to you. Thanks so much.
All right, good.